Hello, sound check. Hello. Okay, hi, good morning, everyone. Good day, whatever time you're watching this. So, today we're going to continue our discussion with system analysis and design. So, still in the part of the planning when you're creating your project. So today we're going to discuss on how you're going to develop your work plan. So this is very essential in creating your projects or planning your projects rather, because here you're going to discuss the workload, the time frame of the things that you're going to do. Okay, so we proceed. So work plan, which is the work plan is a dynamic schedule that records and keep tracks of all the tasks that needs to be accomplished over the course of the project. So the level of detail and the amount of information captured by the work plan depends on the needs of the project, and the details usually increases as the project progresses. So in order for you to create a work plan, the project manager identifies the task that needs to be accomplished and determines how long each one will take. Then the tasks are organized within a work breakdown structure. So this is actually connected with your user stories or the things that what do you call this? You have created yung ginawa nyo before that will identify the different parts of the system that you're going to do in order for the project manager to convert it as task. And then the tasks are organized within a work breakdown schedule. So first, you need to identify the tasks. What do you need to do for the duration of the project? So remember that the overall objective for the system were recorded on the system request, the one that you have done before. And the project manager's job is to identify all the tasks that will be needed to accomplish those objectives. So this is needed. Kailangan na yung project manager yung gumawa because the project manager will understand the system request further because he's the one connected with the client as well. Okay. So, though some teammates can help as well, pero main job talaga to ni project manager. So the methodology that was selected by the project manager should be a valuable resource. However, the methodology that seems most appropriate for the project provides a list of steps and deliverables. If a project manager prefers to begin from scratch, he or she can use a structured top-down approach whereby high-level tasks are defined first, then broken down into subtasks. Each step is then broken down in turn and numbered in a hierarchical fashion. So, being you guys na for sure yung thesis nyo will be started from scratch. So, I recommend that when you're going to create their task list, is you're going to break it down into subtasks para hindi siya mukhang overwhelming. So that it will not look like a nearly impossible task. You have to break it down into subtasks even though it looks so many, parang marami sila. But still it is doable because they're actually small, relatively small. Okay, so a list of tasks hierarchically numbered in this way is called the work breakdown structure and is the backbone of the project work plan. So the work breakout structure can be organized in one or two ways, by SDLC or by product. So what I mean by this, pwede via SDLC phase siya, so by planning, analysis, design, and what's the last one again? Yeah. Anyway, so or by product, for example, login area, login module, ganyan. So it will be explained those further. This is an example of a project work plan. So as you can see here, it has a design phase at the top, then it says the 30 days, and then the development was broken down into pieces like develop database design, staging database design, 9 days, yada yada yada. But of course, when you're going to create your capstone, you cannot afford to have 30 days, 9 days, etc. So it is also good that you really understand what your project is, so that when you're going to create this one, is it doable? Ayun, number one question, is it doable when you're going to create this? Baka you're going over the moon again, but yeah, yes. Okay, so next is the project work plan. So this is the mechanism used to manage the tasks that are listed in the work breakdown structure. So this is the primary tool of the project manager for managing the project. So using this, the project manager can tell whether the project is ahead or behind, how well the project was estimated, and what changes need to be made to meet the project deadline. So basically, the work plan is a table that lists all the tasks in the work breakdown structure along with the important task information such as the people who are assigned to perform the task, the actual hours of the task took, and the variances between estimated and actual completion times. So this is an example of a work plan. Kanino siya ma-assign, ilang araw siya, so the start day and end day, and then the actual, anong oras talaga, kailan talaga siya natapos, are we behind, are we on schedule, are we, pangalan na to? Hindi, yun, basta are we on time, are we behind, at least you can check all of this in here. Okay. So staffing the project, this is really important, especially for kind of going big projects. But I'm also going to share this to you because you have already chosen your group mates, and staffing them is kind of hard because you're friends with them, ganyan. So, pag sinabi ko ba na ikaw yung magiging programmer, kaya mo ba? Or you're just giving him that task because he's your friend? Or something like that, or maybe you're handling all the projects or all the tasks, and then your group mates were like, wala naman na silang ginagawa, but because you're friends with them, you cannot be mad or whatever, hindi mo sila masabihang pabigat, ganyan. So, staffing the project includes determining how many people should be assigned to the project. So, as I was saying before, na importante na malaman kung ilan, ay kung yung project na igugustuhin nyo is for 4 people, for 5 people, or for more. Matching people's skills with the need of the project, motivating them to meet the project's objective, and minimizing project team conflict that will occur over time. So the deliverable for this part of the project management is a staffing plan, which describes the number and kinds of people who will work on the project, overall reporting structure, and the project charter, which describes the project objective and rules. So with the team of 4, you're going to assign who's the programmer, who's the project manager, who will handle the documentation, and kung sino yung taga-timpla ng kape. Charot. You can have like, it is ideal that you have like 2 or 3 of your group are programmers, or maybe all of you, that's better. And then your project manager can also, since you're only 4, can also handle the coding and all. And then a person will handle the documentation. As in, maybe she can or he or she can also help with the coding part, but give him or her the luxury of time to do the documentation, because that's the tricky part in having your thesis. You have someone to create the diagrams, the paper, and all of those. So wag mo na siyang gambalahing mag-code. Yeah. So the first step is to determine the average number of staff needed for the project. To calculate this, divide the total person month of effort by the optimal schedule. So to complete a 40-person month project in 10 months, a team should have an average of 4 full-time staff members, although this may change over time as different specialists enter and leave the team, like business, programmers, or technical writers. So one way to reduce efficiency loss on the team is to understand the complexity that is created in numbers and to build in a reporting structure that tempers its effect. So the rule of thumb is to keep team sizes under 8 to 10 people. Therefore, if people are needed, create sub-teams. In this way, the project manager can keep the communication effective within small teams, which in turn communicate to a contact to the higher level and the project. So this is an example, a structure of a staffing. So you have the project manager here, then you have your functional lead right here, and the technical lead right here. So what's the difference between the two? For the functional, you have your analyst, which is your documenter or anything that goes with it. And then you have your technical lead, the one who will lead the programmers. Yeah. So, how do you consider having your staff like motivate your staff when they're not being productive anymore and all of those? So, assigning people to the task isn't just enough. Project managers need to motivate the people to make the project a success. So motivation has been found to be the number one influence on people's performances, but determining how to motivate the team can be quite difficult. Especially you guys, since you're students and you're starting to create a project, how are you going to motivate your group mates? Papainumin mo ba sila pagkatapos? Or magjo-jollibee ba kayo pagkatapos ng bawat task? Or okay, may 1 hour free ka to do whatever you do, whatever that is. So you may think good project managers motivate their staff by rewarding them with money and bonuses, but that is the last thing that you should do, because when you're the more often that you reward your team members with money, the more that they will expect it. So yeah, medyo malulugi ka doon ng very light. So these are the motivational don'ts that you should not be pressuring your group mates about this. So you're going to assign unrealistic deadlines, because few people will work hard if they realize that a deadline is impossible to meet. So if you ignore good efforts, of course people will work harder if they feel that their work is appreciated. Often all it takes is a public praise for a job well done. And then you're going to create a low quality product, so few people can be proud of working on a project that is of low quality. Give everyone on the project a raise. If everyone is given the same reward, the high quality people will believe that mediocrity is rewarded and they will resent it. So another one is make an important decision without a team output. So buy-in is very important. So if the project manager needs to make a decision that greatly affects the members of her team, she should involve them in the decision making process. And then maintaining poor working conditions. So a project team needs to have a good working environment, or the motivation will go down the tubes. So lighting, desk space. Well, this is for work related Okay. So handling conflict. How are you going to handle conflict with your friends? Ganyan. So the third component of staffing is to organizing the project to minimize conflict among group members. Make sure that, before that. Okay, so we need to have the group cohesiveness, the attraction that members feel to the group and to the other members contribute more to productivity than do project members' individual capabilities or experiences. It doesn't really, wait lang, paano ko ba sasabihin to? It's not necessarily that you're friends, but you should be I have this term kasi like work friends, like you really love working with them, but they're not necessarily your friends. Like, masaya sila katrabaho, pero di ba sila kaibigan? Like, all your ideas are cohesive or are blending together, don't have any conflicts with decision making and all those stuff. So that is really what's needed in your team. So that's why I was saying to you before, when you're choosing your group mates, like don't choose your friends, like choose your group mates that you will be working with. Like gusto mo sila ka-work, hindi yung dahil friends mo lang sila. Ganon. I know that sounds crazy, but usually, kasi yung friends mo, friends, tropa, ganyan, your tropa kasi, like kasama mo lang, you're just together when you're happy or hanging out. What if the pressure comes in, and like you haven't seen that person in a very pressured mode? Are you still productive? Is he or she still productive, or is she going to what do you call this? Kokontrahin ba niya lahat na sasabihin mo and other stuff. So, that's not productive at all. Okay, so we're going to clearly define the roles on the project, and holding team members accountable for their tasks is a good way to begin mitigating potential conflict on the project. So, if you assign your project manager, hold that position. Like, hindi porke kaibigan mo siya or mas matanda siya sa'yo, parang sasabihin mo na, bakit sa kanya sa kanya tayo nakikinig, ganyan. You're being the devil's advocate. But since he is the project manager, you have to respect that. Okay. Some project managers develop a project character that lists the project's norms and ground rules. For example, character charter may describe when the project team should be at work, when staff meetings will be held, how the group will communicate with each other, and the procedures for updating the work plan as tasks are completed. So, when I'm handling my last advisee, we always meet at Friday 5 p.m. To talk about things, or maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or something at that time, to talk about things on what is happening. And ayun, parang meron kami laging staff meeting every Friday, tapos they will update me what's happening and all those stuff. So having those rules, like every repeating thing na nangyayari, at least the communication is working, and yeah, I think that's really helpful. Okay, finally for this video, I will be creating another one later. Okay, so finally for this video, you have your Gantt chart. This is a very, very important tool that you will be needing in your projects. Not just now in the academe, but in the future when you work as an IT professional. So Gantt chart is a horizontal bar chart that shows the same task information as a project work plan, but in a graphical way. This is like this one, but better, because it has like bars and all. Okay, so creating a Gantt chart is simple and can be done with a spreadsheet package, graphic software, or Microsoft Visio, or a project management package. Monday.com is what we're using. So first, tasks are listed in the rows, and the time is listed across the top in increments based on the needs of the project. A short project may be divided into hours or days, whereas a medium-sized project can be represented in weeks or months. So horizontal bars are drawn to represent the duration of each task, and the bars beginning and end mark exactly where the task will begin and end. So this is like an example. So you have your dates here, like November 15 to December 27, and then who are the assigned people, right? Yada yada yada. And I can show you some other examples. Wait lang, palitan ko lang yung capture mode ko. No, not game, bitch. Display. Okay, so you can also use Monday. This is what I use for my projects for my students. Okay. So, project management, ganyan, get started, yada, yada, yada. Then, maybe just sign in. Okay, Monday. Yan. Okay. Anong account na ginamit ko rito? Bakit di ako login? Anyway, work, no, school, and I'm a university faculty member. I want to focus on, project management. Continue. So I also demonstrated to you how to set it up. I'll do it later. Choose your first template. So you have then you can search like Gantt. Okay, so project management, and then you can have your single project preview, and then you can see here like planning, execution, launch, monitoring. You can see it here. Yan. So let's have this work calendar, Monday projects, and ganyan, progress and approval, advanced legal projects, and others. So you can also see in here software development, sprint, IT service desk, and sprint planning that is actually helpful for you to do your Gantt chart. Ayan. So, can actually do this like okay, yeah, and all those stuff. So yeah, I'll be giving this then the activity later, and I hope you have your titles already para mabilis tayo. Okay, see you, bye.